Hey guys, welcome back. Continuing our video series, live video series where we go through practical tip every day. Today is tax tip Thursday. So today we're going to unpack something I get, a common question I get, or something that's often misunderstood by a lot of people, which is what is the difference between tax preparation and tax planning? And even further, kind of get into the nuances about how most people, when they think about taxes, really want planning, but they're only willing to pay for preparation. So let's talk about tax prep first and what that means. Tax prep is what most of you have. Pretty much everybody has to file a tax return, right? So somebody has to prepare that tax return. A lot of you who have something maybe a little bit more complex than you're comfortable with will hire a CPA or a tax professional. That is tax preparation. And with tax preparation, you're really just looking in the rearview mirror. There's not much you can do after the year has ended to change your tax situation. You're simply reporting in the best way possible, the most professional way possible, the most accurate way possible what happened in the prior year, right? And so your taxes kind of are what they are. But contrast that with tax planning, which is a totally different service and is obviously something that you would need to pay extra for. So the way we do tax planning is, especially for our small business owners, is that we're leveraging their bookkeeping throughout the year in their small business to understand how they're doing throughout the year, what money they're making. Is it a better year than last year? Is it a worse year than last year? All kind of strategies around that. And then we're putting in strategies in place before the year end, well before the year end, to make sure that we maximize our tax picture, right? And that we save as much as we can. Or even, I was talking to somebody today, maybe we plan to pay taxes this year because what we're doing will make us save more taxes in the future, right? That's part of tax planning too, is knowing when to take deductions and when to push them out into the future, because sometimes a deduction in the future is better than it today because maybe you're in a much higher tax bracket. So tax planning would be working with an advisor throughout the year, getting questions answered, optimizing your entity structure, making moves, making sure your foundation is set. That's the key. Your bookkeeping, everything is set to where you can use it to leverage real-time data. Sometimes with our tax planning clients, we're doing things right up until year end because we have that good of data. We're optimizing, we're fine-tuning. So tax planning, totally separate service. It's really where the good stuff happens. And if you do it right, it pays for itself. So tax planning versus tax prep. If you're wanting somebody that does tax planning, and now you've listened to this because you've gotten tax prep before, maybe you got burned by a surprise tax bill or just felt really unprepared, give us a shout. We'd love to walk through what that looks like, getting you that real great foundation to plan appropriately, save taxes, and just be comfortable and feel like you're making the most out of your tax situation. So if that's you, give me a shout, drop a comment below, or a question for a future video. I'd love those. Chances are a question that you have, somebody else has. I'd love to answer that for you. So we'll see you tomorrow on the next video, which is Fast Friday. We'll have a tip for the weekend. All right, guys. See you on the next one.